Batman and Robin, Starsky and Hutch, and Punch and John. Dynamic duos riding together for decades in reruns. These TV tandems fall under the category of fiction.
I got 16 going.
Yeah.
But in Henrico County,
And been riding with Ed for 50 years now.
one pair of first responders isn't playing make-believe.
It's a big adrenaline rush, let's face it.
Ed Farrish and Don Unger, EMTs with Tuckahoe Rescue Squad.
I mean, I've known Ed since literally almost day one.
The colleagues answer calls for car crashes and cardiac arrests and everything in between.
It's always the unknown, too, what you're going to.
Don joined the squad in 1973.
I probably wouldn't have kept doing it as long as I did without Ed.
Ed teamed up with Tuckahoe in
February of 1966.
a job
I rode the first day and I'm riding today.
where lives hang in the balance.
Like we had a patient last week, and I'll lean up between the cut through between the back and the front of the ambulance, and I say, Ed, I don't want to stop for any red lights on the way to the hospital. He knows what I mean.
The partners have been providing this service for a combined 109 years.
This is the first ambulance, was an old Packard ambulance.
Roles that define them.
I think it is, and it's part of my identity. You can tell if you look at Ed's car and my car, our names are on our license plates, and I'm Rescue Don and Ed's Rescue Ed.
These EMTs have been responding to people in need for no pay.
I made absolutely zero doing this.
Yes, Ed and Don volunteer with Tuckahoe.
I think not getting paid is a more motivating factor for me.
If you really love it, you do it for the love of it, not for the money.
What keeps them coming back shift after shift?
The wanting to help your fellow man, basically. I think Don's the same way. If you see somebody that needs help, you help them.
Ed and Don remember the days when the West End was a rural outpost of Richmond.
That's how we used to be dressed. White shirt, white pants, white milkman hat.
With exploding residential and business growth in Henrico, the rescue squad remains busier than ever.
Exactly.
But beginning this month, there will be one less familiar face showing up at accident scenes.
It's hard to get off my knees now because I'm 81 years old.
After 58 years of volunteering, Ed Farrish is finally handing in his first aid kit.
But I don't want to overstay my usefulness. I will still try to help people in other ways.
A day Don knew was approaching, but dreaded.
I know he deserves to be able to retire. It's going to change what I do with the rescue squad too.
Responding to calls won't be the same without his fellow first responder at his side.
He didn't tell you that he also works as an election worker. He works for Henrico County as a motorist assistant person. He works for his church. The people in Henrico County have been very happy and very lucky to have him.
It is a partnership forged by more than a century of service to others.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Until that last dispatch comes for this very real dynamic duo, these volunteers are savoring each call together.
I wouldn't do any other thing. It's just been fantastic the whole time.
For Heroes Among Us, I'm Greg McQuaid, CBS 6 News.